Rise above limits.
Listen closely. There is a moment in every person's life when everything changes, not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because their mind finally wakes up. For some, this moment arrives softly. For others, it strikes like lightning. For you, let this be that moment. Right here. Right now. Imagine a man standing alone in a quiet room. Nothing special surrounds him. No money in his pockets. No dreams on his calendar. No plans on his table. But inside his mind, something begins to stir. A single thought. A single truth. A single awakening. That man could be anyone. That man could be you. This is the beginning of the story. For years you were told that money belongs only to a lucky few. You heard people say wealth depends on hard work, or being born into the right family, or catching a chance at the right time. You were told that some people are meant to rise and others are meant to struggle. These statements were repeated so often that they became normal. They shaped your beliefs. They shaped your fears. They shaped the limits you accepted without even realizing it. But today you begin to break that pattern. Napoleon Hill once wrote that the mind is the starting point of all riches. Not the job. Not the family name. Not the number in the bank. The mind. It is the source of every fortune ever created. Every skyscraper. Every business. Every invention. Every new beginning. All of them were first built inside a human mind long before they existed in the world. So let me tell you the truth that most people never learn. Wealth is not something you chase. Wealth is something you attract by becoming the kind of person who pulls opportunity toward them the way a magnet pulls metal. Wealth begins with thought. Wealth grows through belief. Wealth becomes real through action. Most people never reach this understanding because they do not control their thoughts. Their minds wander like leaves in the wind. They think one thing in the morning and the opposite thing at night. They speak words of doubt. They expect small results. They live in fear of losing what little they have. They create a world that mirrors their inner confusion. They think they are unlucky, but really they are untrained, and now you must promise yourself you will not be like them. You will train your mind. You will command your thoughts. You will design your beliefs on purpose. This is the first requirement of wealth. This is the beginning of mastery. Picture your mind as a room filled with workers. Every thought you think becomes an instruction that these workers must follow. If you think thoughts of fear, the workers begin building a life filled with fear. If you think thoughts of abundance, the workers begin creating opportunities and directing you toward them. Your thoughts are not harmless. Your thoughts are blueprints. Napoleon Hill taught that the subconscious mind listens to everything. It never sleeps. It never stops absorbing. It accepts every idea you focus on long enough, and then begins to create conditions in your life that match that idea. This is why you must be careful with the thoughts you repeat day after day. You may be building a future you do not want simply because you have not learned to guard the gate of your own mind. So today I ask you to do something powerful. I ask you to challenge the story you have been living inside. Every person carries a story about money in their mind. Some people believe money is scarce. Some believe it takes pain to earn it. Some believe they are not meant to have much of it at all. These beliefs were planted in childhood, often by adults who struggled themselves. But today you have the right to rewrite that story. You must write a new one. A story that says you are deserving of wealth. A story that says money comes to you because you provide value, not because you are lucky. A story that says opportunities rise when you rise. A story where abundance is not a dream but a natural result of your growth. Speak this story every morning. Speak it until your subconscious accepts it. Speak it until you start to feel it in your bones. The mind becomes what you feed it. Feed it strength, and it becomes strong. Feed it fear, and it becomes weak. Feed it abundance, and it becomes a magnet for wealth. Now let us confront doubt. Doubt is the enemy that whispers in every ear. It tells you that you are dreaming too big. It tells you that your past failures define your future. It tells you that you should wait for better conditions before you begin. Doubt has destroyed more dreams than failure ever has. Hill taught that faith is the antidote to doubt. Faith is the force that gives life to thought. Faith is the engine that turns belief into action. Faith is not blind. Faith is not foolish. Faith is the decision to trust the power within you even when the outside world shows no proof yet. You must build this faith by remembering your past victories. Remember moments when you succeeded even though the odds were against you. Remember times when life surprised you with unexpected help. These memories are evidence that the universe responds when you step forward with courage. Build your faith with these memories. Strengthen it. Guard it. Understand this clearly. The law that governs attraction is not passive. It is active. It requires movement. It requires discipline. It requires thought and emotion and action all aligned toward one direction. When you think like a wealthy person, speak like a wealthy person, act like a wealthy person, and believe like a wealthy person, you begin to attract the conditions of a wealthy life. This is alignment. This is power. Few people ever reach it. But those who do become unstoppable. You and the universe must work as partners. You hold the vision. The universe brings the opportunities. But if you remain still, the universe cannot move on your behalf. It cannot push a person who refuses to step. You must act. You must move. Even small steps matter. Small steps build momentum. Momentum builds belief. Belief transforms reality. Every day, take one action that moves you toward the life you desire. Make the call. Read the book. Start the project. Develop the skill. The moment you act, the universe begins to shift in your favor. Doors open. People appear. Ideas arrive. This is not magic. This is alignment in motion. Before part 1 closes, there's one more secret. Your mind cannot tell the difference between a reality you live and a reality you imagine vividly. When you visualize wealth with detail, when you imagine the feeling of security and confidence, when you see yourself succeeding, your subconscious begins working to turn that vision into your life. So begin today. Visualize. Believe. Speak. Act. Align your mind with the future you desire, and that future will begin to move toward you. This is your beginning. This is part 1 of your rise. If you want parts 2 to 6, just tell me and I will continue the story. Part 2. Listen closely because what I am about to tell you is the turning point for most people. It is the moment when the dreamer becomes the creator, and when the mind stops wandering and finally begins to build. If part 1 taught you the truth about the law of attraction, then this part will teach you how to use it with precision, with intention, and with the confidence of someone who understands their own power. There is one principle that separates those who rise from those who remain stuck. It is the principle of inner programming. Until you understand this, your results will always fall short of your desire. But once you master it, nothing on earth can stop you. The mind is not a mirror. It is a mold. It does not reflect your life. It shapes your life. Whatever you impress upon it becomes the blueprint for what you will experience. This is why visualization is not simple daydreaming. It is mental construction. It is the act of instructing your subconscious mind to create a new reality for you. Most people only use their imagination for worry. They imagine losing money. They imagine failing. They imagine embarrassment, setback, and disappointment. They rehearse fear so often that it becomes the only story their subconscious knows. And the subconscious obeys. It always obeys. It cannot judge. It cannot decide. It only follows instructions. If you fill it with fear, it creates conditions that match fear. If you fill it with confidence, it creates conditions that match confidence. The choice is yours every single day. You must begin this work immediately. Each morning, sit quietly and close your eyes. Imagine the life you want as though it already belongs to you. See yourself in the home you desire. See yourself opening your bank account with gratitude. See your family living with peace and freedom. The key is emotion. Feel what you would feel if you already had these things. Feel the pride. Feel the joy. Feel the calm certainty of success. These emotions are signals. They tell your subconscious mind that the vision is real. And once the subconscious accepts it as real, your outer world will begin to shift. Your inner world must change first. Then the outer world follows. It has no choice. This is the law. But visualization alone is not enough. You must pair it with gratitude. Gratitude is not a soft idea. It is a powerful force that strengthens your attraction. When you give thanks for what you have, you are telling the universe that you are ready for more. Gratitude opens the door. Complaining closes it. Most people do not know this. They live in a constant state of lack. They talk about what is missing. They focus on what they dislike. They carry frustration as though it were a badge of honor. And so the universe gives them more to be frustrated about. Start your gratitude practice today. Write down 3 things you appreciate every morning. They may be small. They may be simple. It does not matter. What matters is the feeling. Gratitude shifts your entire vibration. It places you in harmony with abundance rather than scarcity. And abundance flows to those who are ready to receive it. Next, you must master the power of your words. Words are not sounds. They are commands. When you speak of struggle, you invite struggle. When you speak of possibility, you invite opportunity. Most people sabotage their own progress by describing their life in the language of limitation. They say things like I cannot, I never, I do not know if I can. These are not harmless phrases. They are instructions sent to the subconscious. And the subconscious sends them out as signals to the universe. From this moment forward, speak only of what you desire, not of what you fear. When someone asks you how things are going, tell them you are building something great. Tell them you are moving toward abundance. Tell them you are expecting good things. Speak with confidence. Speak with intention. Speak as the person you are becoming, not the person you are leaving behind. The next principle is one that many people resist because it requires honesty. It is the principle of environment. You cannot attract abundance while drowning in negativity. The people around you shape your mindset. Their thoughts blend with yours. Their fears seep into your decisions. Their limits become invisible walls around your potential. You must be careful. You must choose your environment with wisdom. Surround yourself with people who inspire you. Seek out those who think big, who speak boldly, who expect success. If such people are not in your immediate world, find them in books. The greatest minds in history have left their thoughts for you to absorb. Read the words of those who have achieved greatness, and their mindset will become part of your OWN. As your mind rises, your environment will rise with you. You will attract new people, new mentors, new opportunities. Like attracts like. Become the person you wish to be surrounded by, and the right people will appear. There is also the principle of persistence. The universe does not pay those who quit. It pays those who continue. There will be moments when nothing seems to be working. There will be days when progress is invisible. These moments are tests. They are opportunities for you to prove your commitment. Anyone can believe when the evidence is strong. Only the strong believe when the evidence is silent. Persistence is the difference between temporary effort and lasting success. When the path seems quiet, walk anyway. When results are slow, continue anyway. When doubt whispers, ignore it. Your persistence builds momentum. Your momentum builds results. This is a universal truth. Another principle you must understand is the danger of attachment. Do not cling to the exact path your wealth must follow. Hold the vision of abundance firmly, but allow the universe to choose the method. Many people limit themselves by demanding that success arrive in one specific way. They close themselves off from countless opportunities simply because they cannot imagine them. Release this. Trust that the universe knows better than you how to deliver what you desire. Your job is to remain in a state of belief, gratitude, visualization, positive speech, and daily action. The how will reveal itself when you are ready. Finally, let us speak about identity. This is the summit of the entire journey. You must begin to see yourself as a wealthy person now. Do not wait for your bank account to confirm it. Identity does not follow reality. Reality follows identity. When you decide who you truly are, everything around you adjusts. Say to yourself each day, I am a person who attracts wealth. I am a person who creates value. I am a person who lives in abundance. Repeat it until the words feel natural. Once your identity shifts, your behavior will shift with it. And once your behavior shifts, your results will follow. Hold these principles close, for they are the foundation of your inner transformation. If you master them, Part 3 will take you even deeper into the power that already belongs to you. If you want, I can now create Part 3, or a title, description, and viral hashtags for Part 2. Part 3 Hook. There comes a moment in every life when a person must decide whether fear will be the master or the servant. Most people never make this decision. They simply surrender without knowing it. Today, I want you to make a different choice. I want you to wake up your courage. Let us begin. You and I must talk about one of the greatest hidden barriers to success. It stops more dreams than poverty, more goals than lack of opportunity. This enemy is the fear of failure. People speak boldly about wanting success, but deep inside many are terrified of trying and falling short. They imagine embarrassment, judgment, disappointment. So they choose the quiet safety of inaction. They wait. They hesitate. They protect themselves from failure. But in doing so, they also protect themselves from success. I want you to understand a truth that all great achievers discover. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the path to success. Every person who built great wealth walked through a valley of mistakes, rejections, and painful lessons. Some stumbled for years before they found their rhythm. But they kept going. They learned. They adjusted. They grew. When you fear failure, you fear growth. You fear learning. You fear becoming the version of yourself who is capable of handling wealth. You cannot receive abundance while clinging to the belief that mistakes make you unworthy. You must release this fear, and the way to release it is simple. Reframe failure as feedback. Each setback is simply information. It tells you what does not work and gently guides you toward what does. The law of attraction never promised a life where nothing goes wrong. It promised a life where every failure becomes fuel. It promised that if you respond with persistence, the universe will open new paths that were invisible before. When you embrace failure as your teacher, you grow faster than those who run from it. And the truth is this: the wealthy are not the people who never failed. The wealthy are the people who failed more times than anyone around them, but refused to stop. Now let me introduce another enemy of abundance. This enemy is subtle, and it disguises itself as motivation. It is comparison. Many people resist success because they are too busy measuring their progress against others. They look at the lives of friends, coworkers, and strangers on social media and imagine they are behind. This creates doubt and inadequacy. It creates frustration instead of gratitude. Comparison weakens your vibration. It tells the universe that what you have is not enough. It steals joy from the present moment and replaces it with a longing that has no end. Your journey is your journey. It cannot be measured against anyone else. No one has lived your life. No one has faced your challenges. No one has your gifts or your lessons. The moment you compare, you step out of alignment. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about what others have, redirect your mind. Turn toward gratitude for your own progress. Celebrate even the smallest victory. When you do this, you release resistance, and your attraction signal becomes stronger. The universe is not comparing you to anyone else. It is responding only to the vibration you send. Make that vibration clean, focused, and free of envy or inadequacy. Now let us speak about a truth many people overlook. The law of attraction is always active. It does not stop on weekends. It does not pause during holidays. It does not wait for you to be in the right mood. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every word you speak is recorded as an instruction to the universe. There is no neutral. You are either attracting what you want or attracting what you do not want. This is why awareness is essential. You must become the watchman of your own mind. Most people drift through the day with no attention to what they think or feel. Their mind runs wild like an untamed horse. Then they wonder why life feels chaotic. I want you to become conscious. I want you to catch negativity before it grows roots. The moment you notice fear, lack, or doubt, redirect your attention. At first this may feel like work. Soon it becomes freedom. When you learn to guide your thoughts, you are no longer controlled by them. You become the commander of your own mind. And the one who commands the mind commands destiny. There is one more barrier I want to address in this chapter. It is deeper than fear, and more dangerous than comparison. It is the belief that you do not deserve abundance. Many people live with this belief and never realize it. It hides in the corners of their thoughts. It shows itself in self-sabotage, in choosing low-paying jobs, in ignoring opportunities, in settling for less than they know they can have. This hidden belief whispers that wealth is for others. It whispers that abundance is too much for someone like you. But hear me now. You were not born to struggle. You were not created to remain small. You were not placed in this world only to survive. You were made to grow. You were made to express the gifts within you. You were made to rise. Deserving is not something you earn after you achieve success. Deserving is a natural truth you must accept before success arrives. Your task is to root out every thought that tells you you are not enough. Replace it with a new understanding. You deserve abundance because abundance is natural. It is the universe expressing itself through you. When you believe you deserve wealth, you will begin to take actions that align with wealth. You will speak differently. You will think differently. You will move differently. And the universe will respond. You are not waiting for the universe to approve you. The universe is waiting for you to approve yourself. This is the lesson of part 3. Release the fear of failure. Abandon the habit of comparison. Become conscious of every thought. And most importantly, claim your deservingness. You will feel the shift the moment you do. Your vibration will rise. Your path will become clearer. And your destiny will begin to rearrange itself in your favor. You are closer to transformation than you think. Part 4 Hook. There is a moment in life when a single decision becomes the turning point of everything. Some people wait their whole lives for this moment. Others create it. Today, I want you to become someone who creates it. Let us begin. There is a truth that separates those who rise from those who remain in the same place year after year. This truth is simple, yet few practice it. The people who transform their lives are the ones who understand the power of intention. Intention is not a wish. It is not a hope. Intention is a command you send to your mind and to the universe with full conviction. When you set an intention, you activate forces that were silent before. You begin to move with purpose. You begin to think with clarity. You begin to see opportunities that others overlook. Most people drift through life without intention. They wake up without direction. They go to work without passion. They make decisions based on habit, not vision. And then they wonder why their life feels repetitive. They wonder why each year looks like the one before it. When intention is missing, progress becomes accidental. But when intention is present, progress becomes inevitable. I want you to step into a new way of living. Do not wait for life to happen. Tell life what you expect. Tell life who you intend to become. Tell life the results you will create. When your intention is clear, the law of attraction begins to align circumstances in your favor. Now let us speak about something that stops millions of people from using intention correctly. This is the habit of scattered focus. Many individuals want too many things at once. They jump from goal to goal. They start something today and abandon it tomorrow. They plant seeds but never water them long enough to see growth. Scattered focus leads to scattered results. You must learn the art of concentrated intention. Pick one major goal. Focus on it with your full attention. Give it your energy. Give it your time. Give it your belief. When the mind is focused, it becomes powerful. When the mind is divided, it becomes weak. The universe responds to clarity. It struggles to respond to confusion. Think of a magnifying glass under the sun. When the glass is steady and the light is focused, it can create fire. But when the glass is shaking, the light becomes harmless. Your mind works the same way. Hold it steady. Point it toward a specific target. And you will ignite results that once seemed impossible. The next lesson of this chapter is the power of decision. A decision is more than a choice. A decision is a promise you make to yourself. It marks the line between who you were and who you are determined to become. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they never make a firm decision. They hesitate. They second-guess themselves. They change direction the moment things become difficult. Success requires firmness. Success requires commitment. Success requires that you decide once and then act as if the outcome is guaranteed. The moment you make an unwavering decision, the universe begins to shift in your favor. People you need appear. Ideas awaken. Strength rises. But none of these happen until the decision is made. Let me speak now about the emotional side of decision. When you choose a path, fear will try to follow you. Fear will whisper doubts. Fear will show you all the things that could go wrong. Fear will try to convince you to return to safety. But the path to success is not found in comfort. The path to success is found in courage. You must walk forward even with fear in your heart. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. Every great achiever you admire began their journey afraid. They felt uncertainty. They felt pressure. They felt the weight of the unknown. Yet they moved forward anyway. And because they acted, their confidence grew. This same confidence is waiting for you. It appears only when you take steps. It grows with each action. It strengthens with each challenge you overcome. Let us discuss another important truth. The universe rewards momentum. The moment you begin moving, new opportunities appear. The moment you take consistent action, energy builds. But when you remain still, when you hesitate, when you delay decisions, opportunities fade. Momentum is your ally. It multiplies your efforts. It expands your influence. Keep moving. Even small steps create powerful results when taken consistently. Now I want to speak about discipline. Discipline is the bridge between intention and manifestation. Without discipline, intention remains a dream. With discipline, intention becomes reality. Discipline means doing what must be done even when you do not feel like doing it. It means honoring your goals more than your moods. It means walking toward your vision on days when your motivation is low. Most people underestimate the power of small daily discipline. They look for dramatic changes. They seek instant transformation. But the universe responds to steady effort. Each small action is a message. Each repetition is a signal. Each day of consistency builds the vibration of achievement. When your actions match your intention, you become unstoppable. Let us also talk about environment. Your environment influences your vibration more than you realize. The people you allow around you shape your thoughts. The conversations you join shape your beliefs. The atmosphere you live in shapes your expectations. If your environment is filled with negativity, doubt, gossip, or fear, your vibration will weaken. You cannot build a powerful future in a weak environment. Surround yourself with inspiration. Spend time with people who think higher. Consume ideas that uplift your spirit. Protect your mind from voices that discourage you. You owe your future this protection. You owe your vision this commitment. Now let us tie all of this together. Intention is the seed. Decision is the root. Discipline is the growth. Focus is the sunlight. Environment is the soil. And action is the water. When all these elements come together, manifestation becomes natural. You begin attracting opportunities without effort. You begin meeting the right people. You begin experiencing breakthroughs that once felt unreachable. This is the essence of Part 4. Set clear intentions. Focus your mind. Make firm decisions. Move with courage. Build momentum. Practice discipline. And protect your environment. When you do, you will become the architect of your destiny. You will stop waiting for life to change and start creating the life you desire. The universe responds to those who take themselves seriously. Become that person, and life will rise to meet you. If you want, I can create Part 5 in the same style. Part 5 Hook. There comes a moment when a person realizes that the life they want is already waiting for them, but it is waiting on one thing only. It is waiting for them to rise to the level of that life. Today, I will show you how to rise. Let us begin. Many people desire success, but desire alone has never built a single fortune. Desire is the spark, not the fire. The fire is built with self-mastery. And without self-mastery, no success can survive. You must understand that wealth is not earned in the world outside you first. It is earned inside your mind. It begins with the discipline to control your inner world. There is a battle happening in every individual. It is a battle between their higher self and their lower self. The higher self wants growth, vision, action, discipline, and purpose. The lower self wants comfort, ease, distraction, and excuses. This battle determines everything. If the lower self wins, your dreams shrink. If the higher self wins, your life expands. This is why self-mastery is the heart of the law of attraction. Without self-mastery, the vibration you send to the universe becomes weak and scattered. With self-mastery, it becomes powerful and direct. The universe responds to strength. It responds to clarity. It responds to the individual who has learned to command themselves. Let me speak now about the first stage of self-mastery. This is the mastery of thought. Your mind will not always be your ally. It will try to wander. It will try to focus on fear. It will try to replay past mistakes. Your job is to bring it back. You must observe your thoughts as if you are standing above them. When a negative thought appears, you do not judge it. You simply replace it. You choose a better thought. You choose a higher perspective. This discipline may seem small, but it is the foundation of all success. Every empire begins in the mind. Every fortune begins as a single thought. Every life change begins with a shift in perspective. Do not underestimate the power of the thoughts you entertain. They shape your emotions. They guide your actions. They build your future. The second stage of self-mastery is emotional control. Understand this truth. Emotion is energy. Emotion is vibration. Emotion is communication. When you are filled with fear, you send fear into the universe. When you are filled with gratitude, you send abundance. When you are filled with expectation, you attract opportunity. This is why the most successful people learn to influence their emotions rather than be ruled by them. They do not wait for motivation to arrive. They create it. They do not wait for confidence to appear. They build it. They do not wait for peace. They practice it. Emotional control is not suppression. It is direction. It is the art of choosing the emotional state that matches the future you want, not the circumstance you see. Every day, you must ask yourself a simple question. What emotion will I choose today? This choice is a frequency. And the universe responds to frequencies. The third stage of self-mastery is mastery of behavior. Thought and emotion remain incomplete without action. A person who thinks well and feels powerful but takes no action will attract nothing. The law of attraction rewards movement. It rewards initiative. It rewards those who act. Your behavior must align with your intention. If you want wealth, you must behave like someone preparing for wealth. You must practice discipline. You must increase your skills. You must make decisions quickly. You must follow through on your commitments. The universe cannot deliver abundance to a person who behaves like they expect failure. Let me now speak about a truth that few acknowledge. Many people think they lack opportunity. What they truly lack is preparation. Opportunities appear for those who are ready. When the universe sends a chance your way, it expects you to take it. It expects you to rise to the moment. It expects you to show strength. Preparation is self-respect. It is a message you send to the universe that says, I am ready for more. You prepare by learning. You prepare by practicing discipline. You prepare by refining your vision. You prepare by removing limiting beliefs. You prepare by doing the work others avoid. Now let us explore the power of rituals. A ritual is a repeated action that strengthens your identity. When you create daily rituals, you tell your subconscious who you are becoming. Rituals build identity. Identity builds behavior. Behavior builds results. Successful individuals understand the importance of morning rituals. They begin their day with intention. They guard their mind before the world can influence it. They visualize their goals. They speak words of power. They review their direction. They take the first step before the rest of the world wakes up. Morning rituals prepare the mind. Evening rituals prepare the subconscious. When you end your day with reflection and gratitude, you lock in the vibration of success. You program your mind to attract more. You close the day with strength rather than stress. Let us continue with one more truth. Your subconscious mind follows repetition. Whatever you repeat, it accepts. This is why daily rituals work. They teach your mind a consistent message. When your mind hears the same message every day, it stops resisting. It begins building. It begins attracting. Now I want to speak about the importance of standards. Your standards are the limits you set for your life. They tell the universe what you will accept and what you refuse. If your standards are low, your results will be low. If your standards are high, your results will rise to meet them. A person with high standards refuses to think small. They refuse to speak negativity. They refuse to settle for less than their potential. They refuse to entertain limiting beliefs. They refuse to delay their dreams. Raising your standards is one of the fastest ways to raise your vibration. It tells the universe you are no longer interested in the life you once tolerated. You are ready for more. You expect more. You demand more from yourself. Let me end this part with the truth that must become a part of your identity. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. If you want more, you must become more. If you want abundance, you must embody abundance. If you want success, you must embody success. Self-mastery is the doorway through which all future success must pass. Master your thoughts. Master your emotions. Master your actions. And the universe will bow to your command. This is your journey. This is your responsibility. This is your destiny. If you want, I can now create Part 6 final part in the same powerful style. Part 6 Final Partie Hook. There comes a day in every person's journey when they must stop preparing and finally step into the life they have been imagining. Today is that day. Today is the day you cross the line between who you were and who you were meant to become. Let us begin. In the previous parts you learned about clarity, identity, self-mastery, and the laws that govern abundance. You discovered the importance of thought, emotion, expectation, gratitude, visualization, discipline, and belief. All these principles have prepared you for the final and most powerful step. It is the step that turns your desire into destiny. It is the step that transforms your vision into physical reality. This step is action inspired by confidence. There are two kinds of action in this world. The first kind is action driven by fear. It is hesitant, uncertain, and weak. It is the kind of action taken by people who doubt themselves. The second kind is action driven by purpose. It is steady, bold, and focused. It is the action taken by individuals who know that the universe supports their movement. You must become the second kind. Many people make the mistake of waiting until they feel completely ready before acting. They wait for confidence to magically appear. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for signs. They wait for permission. But waiting is the enemy of greatness. Waiting is the companion of regret. The truth is simple. Confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes from action. Every step you take strengthens your belief. Every choice you make increases your power. Every risk you take builds your courage. The person who acts becomes stronger with every movement. The person who hesitates becomes weaker with every delay. Do not wait for permission to begin your journey. You give yourself permission. You approve your own vision. You declare your own worthiness. Let me show you something powerful. Every person who has ever succeeded in a big way began long before they felt ready. They learned on the path. They discovered their strength through challenges. They built their mountains one stone at a time. The universe does not ask you to have the whole plan. It asks only that you take the next step. Your next step is your signal. It tells the universe you are serious. It tells the universe you are committed. It tells the universe you are prepared to rise. Now let us speak about belief at the highest level. You must believe in your vision with such intensity that nothing can shake you. Not rejection. Not delays. Not setbacks. Not fear. Not the opinions of others. You must believe in your vision so deeply that your belief becomes a force of nature. This level of belief is not loud. It is quiet. It is calm. It is strong. It is the belief that rests in the center of your being. It is the belief that whispers, I know where I am going, I know what is mine, I know what waits for me. Your belief becomes your compass. It becomes your anchor. It becomes the energy that calls your future toward you. Let us move deeper. There is one principle that ties together every lesson you have learned. It is the principle of alignment. This principle states that you must think like the person you want to become, feel like the person you want to become, and act like the person you want to become. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions move together in harmony, you create a magnetic field around your life. This field attracts people, opportunities, wealth, ideas, and circumstances that match your inner state. Alignment is the reason some people rise rapidly while others struggle for years. When you are aligned, you move with the current of abundance rather than against it. To achieve alignment, you must remove all inner conflict. You cannot want wealth while feeling unworthy of it. You cannot desire success while expecting failure. You cannot dream big while thinking small. Alignment requires purity of intention. It requires honesty. It requires courage. Do not fear this. Alignment is a skill. You build it daily. You build it by choosing thoughts that match your desire. You build it by choosing emotions that match your future. You build it by choosing actions that match the life you want. In time, alignment becomes natural. It becomes effortless. It becomes your identity. Now let us address the great truth that closes your journey. You are not trying to become powerful. You already are powerful. You are not trying to attract abundance. You already contain the vibration of abundance. You are not trying to create a new destiny. You are remembering the destiny that has always been yours. The principles you learn in this series were not designed to give you power. They were designed to help you unlock the power that was already within you. When you speak with conviction, you activate your power. When you visualize with clarity, you activate your power. When you practice gratitude, you activate your power. When you act with courage, you activate your power. And when you believe in yourself without doubt, you activate your greatest power of all. Understand this. The universe does not reward the timid. It rewards the brave. It rewards the committed. It rewards the individual who stands firm in their identity and moves forward with expectation. Now I leave you with the final instruction. Do not let this knowledge stay inside your mind. Carry it into your life. Use it. Live it. Practice it daily. These principles will shape your future only if you apply them. They will transform your life only if you embody them. Knowledge without action is potential. Knowledge with action is power. You are ready for wealth. You are ready for success. You are ready for greatness. You are ready to rise. Your destiny is waiting for you. Step into it with confidence. Step into it with clarity. Step into it with the knowledge that the universe supports you completely. Your new life begins now. Call to action. If this final chapter inspired you, make sure you subscribe, share, and comment to support more motivational stories like this. Your engagement helps this message reach others who need it.